So for nearly 30 years, Amy Wroe Bechtel has existed inside two very different stories. One is the mystery, the unanswered questions, the failed searches, the theories, the suspects, the silence that was left behind on that mountain road just outside of Lander. But the other story is the woman herself, a daughter, a sister, an athlete, a photographer, a young woman building a life in Wyoming while chasing goals that most people never have the courage to pursue. And somewhere in all of this, that part can get lost because Amy did not begin as a disappearance. She began as a life, a real life. And before we move deeper into the investigation, before we begin pulling apart timelines and suspects and failures, we need to stop for a moment and remember the person at the center of all of it. This is Down the Road by the J.J. Hawk Band. And this is Amy Wroe Bechtel. When people talk about Amy Wroe Bechtel, they usually begin with the mountains, the road, the search, the disappearance. But the people who loved Amy first didn't know her as a mystery. They knew her as movement, not just running, movement through life itself. Amy was the kind of person who filled her days completely, not because she was restless, but because she was alive in the fullest sense of the word. She ran because she loved the challenge. She photographed the world because she noticed beauty that other people passed by. She climbed mountains, worked hard, made plans, built routines, pushed herself constantly toward whatever came next. And underneath all of that discipline, there seems to have been a quiet kindness about her that people remembered long after she vanished. Friends described her as focused, thoughtful, and deeply intelligent. Her family described someone who stayed connected to the people that she loved, no matter how busy life became. That's important because over time, cases like this can slowly strip a person down into just the evidence, a timeline, a suspect pool, a map. But Amy was not a map marker on the loop road. She was a 24-year-old woman standing in the beginning of a life that she was actively building. A new home, a marriage, a running career, creative ambitions, community involvement, future plans. Everything about July 24th, 1997 points toward forward motion. Nothing points towards someone preparing to disappear. And maybe that's the part of what makes this case linger so painfully here in Wyoming, because Amy represented something deeply familiar here: independence, confidence in the outdoors, trust in the mountains, trust in routine, trust in the idea that a person could go out for a run and come home safely afterward. For a lot of people in this state, that trust never fully came back after Amy vanished, because the mountains are supposed to give perspective, freedom, peace, not silence that lasts for decades. And yet somehow that silence has never fully erased Amy herself. Not in Lander, not among runners, not among climbers, not among the people who still stop and think about her when they drive towards Sinks Canyon. Somewhere along the way, Amy became a part of Wyoming's memory. Not just a disappearance, but as a reminder of how quickly an ordinary summer afternoon can become something permanent And maybe the most heartbreaking part of all of this is that Amy likely never realized that July day would become the final chapter people would know about her, because she was still planning tomorrow, still making lists, still entering photographs into competitions, still helping organize races, still building a future. The mystery came later. Amy came first.
Down the road, we rise together through the storms, through any weather. Carry on, let the echo show. Hope is brighter down the road. Footprints carve a trail through shifting